'em up, lay it down just like Matt and Mari. Wrestling little RHAPUp's gonna make it sorry. Feeling like The Rock cause I'm driving in Ferraris. And we coming every week and it's feeling like a party. Bull like Ric Flair, showing out like Bianca Belair, Best podcast, flush it in the air, Roman Reigns and we win it, don't care, No cap. Throw 'em up, lay it down just like Matt and Mari. Wrestling little RHAPUp's gonna make it sorry. Feeling like The Rock cause I'm driving in Ferraris. And we coming every week and it's feeling like a party.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Wrestling RHAPUp podcast. I'm your host, Mari Forth, and with me, as always, my co-host, Mr. Matt Scott. Matt, how are you doing?
Blessed and highly favored. Thank you so much, Mari, for having me here. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, and I'm doing even better because we have our other special co-host here. Grace might as well just pull up a chair and stay a while. Grace Leeder, aka Stella Excuse You. How you doing, Grace?
I'm good. It's the biggest party of the summer. They still call it that? I don't think they call it that anymore.
They should.
I feel like I haven't heard it this time.
Other
around.
than from us, yeah, no.
Yeah, well, Grace is right. We're
party of the
talking SummerSlam today. It is our SummerSlam predictions podcast. We just want to say thank you for everybody who checked out our last podcast where we did a tier list ranking of some of the WWE superstars. So if you haven't already, go check that out. We just felt like doing something a little bit different since we knew we were going to be coming so quickly to talk about SummerSlam for you. Grace, I don't know if you had a chance to check out our tier list, but give us one WWE superstar on the roster and either put them in future Hall of Famer, Rising Star, Repackage, or what was the last one?
X-Pac Heat.
X-Pac Heat. Yes.
I really do I feel like the hot take was going to be like, where do you put Dom? And I love that you have him in future Hall of Famer because he's so good. His gimmick is so good. I'll put I don't know if Gunther is in future Hall of Famer, but he probably is going to break that Intercontinental record, so that's kind of fun. I don't know if you tier listed him.
We didn't get a chance to, but I agree. He's definitely in the middle of like Rising Star / future Hall of Famer. Like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was debating whether to put him. Yeah, which one?
Yeah, he's really good. Like, I think if he stopped now, I think some people would have put him in Hall of Fame, and then I think some people wouldn't, or they would think that he was at the top of his game when he went out. So I love that. And I love that I got to put you on the spot and you.
I know.
I love that you're prepared. You're like, I know the whole tier list. Look, Grace, always ready, despite being the busiest podcaster in the game. We appreciate you being here, Grace.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Yes, I am too. Before we get to our SummerSlam predictions, just a little bit of news, something that we thought we were going to be talking about in the predictions. Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus is officially not on the card right now. I had to watch Raw later. All I saw was tweets of people like, I can't believe this. They're not doing Becky versus Trish. They're not doing people were upset. And then I heard that they should be they're going to be having their one-on-one match 2 weeks from Monday on at the Canada. I think they're going to be in Winnipeg, correct, Grace?
Yeah, I think so. Wow. Yeah, I think they're doing a bit of a Canadian tour. I know SmackDown's coming to Toronto. So I mean, Trisha's not from Winnipeg, but she's from Canada, so it's kind of, I think it could be really fun to play with that of Trish probably will. It'll be interesting to see if Trish comes in and how much of a babyface reaction she gets versus Becky. That could be fun. So I think I feel like SummerSlam is pretty rematch heavy to do. I mean, I guess it's a mix of both, but obviously with Cody and Brock, Seth and Finn. But this is not the rematch I would have cut.
No,
I agree.
So. No, but you know what? It's so weird. What the heck, people? What are you doing? There's not a benefit here to me from my perspective. No offense to you, Grace, and all the Canadians out there. I love Canada. I respect Canada. I love the arrow points that you get when you go to the liquor store and buy.
Just saying how Canada's obsessed with point programs, which Matt learned when he went to the liquor store. Was asked if he wanted to collect air mile points. So yeah.
I really wanted to give them my airline points, but whatever. I appreciate that about Canada, but I just assumed that if this was being pushed back, that maybe you would go to the next pay-per-view and have a spot main eventing potentially. Sorry, I meant premium live event. But you know, what's also weird is that they did this match on Raw and it ended very quickly. In a DQ, which just hilarious to me how this ended, where it's like Zoe Stark immediately gets into the ring and beats Becky Lynch down, and Becky of course gets that DQ win, which makes sense, but I don't know why every wrestling match doesn't end like that.
Yeah, it like I think the only reason why I could be like, okay, it's fine that they're not on SummerSlam, it's because it's either they get 5 to 10 minutes on this SummerSlam card, maybe in the middle of the card, or they main event in Canada, maybe with a steel cage, maybe with a steel cage stipulation or something like that. Like,
probably
if they're pushing it back to Canada and they're waiting for Canada, I hope next week we get a
I believe they're in Canada
be a stick
for the next so not this upcoming Monday after SummerSlam, but then after that I think they're in Canada for 3 weeks, at least 2.
Wow.
I think they're doing Raws in Winnipeg and then Quebec, I think. So
wow,
nice.
Tons of points.
Yeah.
We love that. I mean, and I do think, like, if you know what my hope is that if this match is happening on Raw in the main event, that it ends in some shenanigans, because then maybe we'll get another match on Extreme Rules. Then we'll get our girl Becky with our other girl. Remember her name? What's her name? Lita. Yes, her. Yes, we'll get the two of them up against Zoe and Trish. And that's what I want. I want some extreme. Now, I don't want a cage match, because this whole thing with Lita and by extension Trish returning kind of started with a cage match. So kind of need to spice it up a little bit. But we'll see what happens. I wonder how they'll go about it. Again, that babyface reaction that Trish is bound to get in Canada is interesting. Maybe do the fans respect her so much that they'll boo her in support of her?
I think it certainly could be. No, I think the whole gimmick of like thank you Trish too, like I think she'll get a thank you Trish chant, and so I don't know. I think unless she tries, like Christian did a pretty good job of coming to Canada and switching it around to make sure he got booed when they were in Canada. Jericho did the same thing when they were in Toronto, saying I'm not even from Toronto and I hate Toronto, I'm from Winnipeg. So like there is a way to turn it where they still can keep potentially Trish as the heel to Becky's babyface. But I don't know, I sometimes I just love the bizarro world of Canada and how much we love our Canadian wrestlers, and just let it play out how it'll play out.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, a lot of people were mad about that. That's very unfortunate. But let's move on to the card. But of course, before we do that, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Wrestling RHAPUp. Of course, our feed by going to robhasawebsite.com/wrestling feed. And then of course, also subscribe to the other amazing reality TV content we have by going to robhasawebsite.com/RHAPUps feed. That's RHAPUPS feed. Okay, let's get to it. Let's get to the highlights of the week, which are our SummerSlam predictions. Of course, all the highlights of the week can be found in the handy dandy playlist in the show notes and show descriptions. Also, if you're not watching, what are you doing? Stop right now. Go to YouTube and watch our pretty faces here, and we pull up really, really nice pictures. So, of course, let's talk about the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns, the current champ, versus Jey Uso. It is a tribal combat match, which we still do not know what that entails. Yeah. Matt, what's your thoughts?
My thoughts? Oh my gosh. Look at that. I putting so much pressure on me right now. I mean, my thoughts are that Roman Reigns is the tribal chief. Like, he is the tribal chief. You can't give that away. You can't sell that. You can't donate that at the Goodwill. You have that because you earned it. And Jey Uso, in my mind, can't just get the tribal chief gimmick, because the thing is, then you're just the second tribal chief. Like, who remember, like, who's George Washington was the first president of the United States. And a lot of Americans don't know who the second president, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we always need to John Adams.
Even I knew that. I'm Canadian.
Yeah.
we knew that, but what my point
I was making a face
I'm
at
undermining
who doesn't
myself.
know the second. not a thinking face.
Do either of you know the first or second Canadian prime minister?
Exactly, but to you,
we are Americans.
No, that's
our public school system is shite. Like,
Fair
no,
enough.
we don't know it.
Fair enough.
Justin Trudeau. Anyway,
second tribal chief. Yeah, I got
it. But yeah, like, what's the, it just doesn't have the same like sheen to it, So beginning from that, I'm already skeptical. But it's Roman freaking Reigns, and Roman Reigns deserves to lose that championship on the biggest stage possible, with the biggest hype possible, with the biggest opponent possible. And this is a big match, but I think it's just a transitional match as Roman continues his dominant reign. And is he still carrying 3 championships? I don't know, but I don't think he's going to lose. He's not going to lose.
Today
a
I
single
saw
one
Heyman holding the 2 other belts
again. Oh man,
he was on Stephen A. Smith. He was holding them.
Yeah. So I mean, to me, it just seems pretty cut and dry. The story is amazing, though, and I think that's the thing. That's what it's about. Like, it's not about who's going to win and who's going to lose. This is really about the experience. It's about how they do it, and the opportunity for us to, like, plug into this storyline again at this beat in the journey. No clue where they're going after it, but I'm ready for it. I don't know. What do you think, Grace?
I can't believe you all are forgetting when Bruno Sammartino had his tribal combat match. It's so disrespectful. I'm just kidding. I don't know what a tribal combat match there is.
The confusion. Oh yeah.
Do you remember when Bruno Sammartino and I don't know, Ivan Koloff had their tribal combat match? You remember? Okay, I feel the same way as you, but I'm kind of like really nervous about it. That I think Roman is going to retain the title, but I feel like this is. The feud is so hot. It's so Jey is.
They should pull it.
He's so he's getting such good reactions. They should do it. They should pull the trigger. Who would have said, even like before he had sort of his last run against Roman, where he was main event Jey? So I think that really got hindered because it was in, what were they calling it? The dome, the Thunderdome. It's so unfortunate because I thought he was really good then, and they kind of pulled it back. I feel like the minute before that feud happens, would anybody have ever thought in any world that Jey Uso is going to win the world title? I don't think so. And yet it feels so believable that it could happen here. And yet it does. I feel like this we would look back on if Roman wins. It's like a real big missed opportunity of a time where they don't pull the trigger on a really hot storyline. So I'm actually like, I don't think that Jey is going to win, to the point where, like, if he does on Saturday, I'm going to be shocked, and it'll be so fun to see that happen. So I want it to happen really bad. I feel like it's me and my most like childish form of being like, I don't think he can beat Roman, but maybe he'll beat Roman. I don't know.
Yeah, I want him to beat Roman, and I want every person with the smallest drop of blood to be out there. I want them to be ringside. I want them all to get their licks in on Roman, and for Jey to pin him that way. It's like an uprising, like a complete uprising. Like, you are no longer the tribal chief. everybody gets a hit in. Jay gets the pin, and it's like
gosh.
they're unseating him, and then like Jey Uso is like being lifted up on people's shoulders and all of that. Like that's what I want. I want to. Rikishi better be ringside.
Yes.
Alpha and Sika. I hope they're both. If they're both still with us, they should be there too. And again, The Rock ain't doing nothing. Y'all are on strike. I don't think this is crossing the picket line. So come on down. Like Jacob from Facebook asked us, do we think there will be any surprise show-ups at SummerSlam? He said he's going to be there, so he's going to record everything for us. Yay. Thank you so much, Jacob. The Rock, come on, Rock. Come on down. Come and cost Roman the belt. Give it to main event Jey Uso, and then we can
I don't know.
like.
Oh, do I want the Rock
into a Roman versus
Roman?
Rock one?
I do think that like there is the question of like what do you do with Jay afterwards? I don't know that there's but I kind of like don't care. I don't think that's where like who is Roman not feuded with? I mean, your point being he has not feuded with The Rock, and so bring The Rock in. I would actually maybe I kind of want Jay to win so cleanly, and then like maybe like Roman is furious and it's The Rock who like comes out. That would be really fun to be like, you know, you're not the tribal chief anymore. Like that guy is, and put over Jay could be really fun without costing him the title, you know. But
like Jay wins, and then The Rock comes out and puts on him.
You remember the like notorious Roman winning the Rumble pick where like, The Rock comes in.
Rumble.
Yeah, but do that, and it actually might work. Yeah,
honestly,
like I think this is a regret to come out here.
I'm with you. I'm with it. You know what? I'm with you because I feel like the bigger move, the bigger thing for this story is Jay winning. I have to stick with my Roman prediction, of course, but. You know how much of like I would give away my firstborn to see Jey Uso win and then Rikishi gets in the ring and they do the little too cool dance.
Oh, nice.
Boom, boom, boom. Like I would actually die and probably stop watching. Well, if I died, I'd stop watching wrestling, but I would stop watching wrestling at that moment because that'd be my peak experience. So
Jimmy versus Jay could be fun as well as like even as a like, you know, we're still brothers, so I'll give you the first title shot. Could be really fun. So
well, but you know what? The next thing is if Jay wins, then he could just maneuver to a feud with Solo.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, sure, but what I would love to see is Roman lose, and then he's just so broken, and it's like he's lost it all, but he's obsessed. He's gonna be chasing Jay and beating him down left and right every opportunity he gets, and we'd see a desperate Roman, which is not what we've really gotten. Maybe Paul Heyman, maybe everyone Solo leaves him, and it's just Roman out for vengeance. Because in a weird way, Jay winning it doesn't feel, it's not the bloodline losing the championship, and the storyline still continues. I don't know where the numbers are with Roman's reign, and if they care about extending it and hitting a certain amount, but I feel I'm excited about what you kind of planted
when
there.
I tell you I'm muting like SummerSlam, I'm muting so many words on Saturday so that I don't get spoiled at the Beyonce concert. It's gonna be because I don't want to get spoiled because I hope something really, really like ridiculous happens here. So I just for the hell of it, I am gonna go with Jey Uso winning.
What do you know what terms you're gonna mute, Mari? Is it because you're gonna mute like the wrestlers' names, but like Rock,
all of it?
Just the word Rock.
I'm
Dwayne,
everything
Johnson,
I can think of.
Rikishi, Stinkface, Too Cool, Dance. You
all
really won't. Your feed's gonna be empty, but good for you.
Probably what I'll do is I'll probably just stay on Instagram that night because I'll just be posting on Instagram, and I don't follow no type of wrestling people on Instagram, so yeah,
there we go. You'll get spoiled somehow.
So Matt, you I'll be so pissed. Matt, you're gonna go with Roman. Grace, who are you going with?
I gotta go with Jay. Roman's about still like 150 days from Bruno's record, so that's a long time. That's a long time.
Yeah, but was Bruno like But did Bruno have issues with like being a racist or like, problematic in some kind of, because I'm trying to figure out if they're like if they want to.
Well, he got to be Hogan. He's got like 400 days to be Hogan. Hogan is definitely racist. So
I don't think they care
holding
about
on
that,
till then.
Grace. No offense, but they're working on rehabbing Hogan's reputation.
Hulk Hogan had the belt for 5 years. This was
I actually might be wrong. I think he actually it looks like I'm looking at the list where it's like Bruno had 2 reigns, one which was almost 3,000 days and one that was like 1,200 days. So like I don't even think he's close to passing Bruno. I think the next person is probably Hogan, who has like had a 1,400-day reign. So
I don't believe it. I think it's all fake.
So that's total reigns. So that's total
fake.
reigns. That's not single reign yet.
So then longest per championship this time Roman is held it for 1,066 days, and he's Bruno's at 2,000. So he's never going to cast Bruno. So just lose the title now. You can just lose the title now, whatever. Right.
Well, at this point, you're kind of close. Like they've gotten to the part where it's like we passed the plot. You might as well keep
5 more years or whatever.
It's a long
another 400 days. Is it?
No, it's not 400 days. No, so I think
900.
he's. Yeah, I'm having trouble looking through this, but it's like, because it's like the 10 longest reigns. Bruno has 1 and number 3 on the list, so it's like you're never gonna pass Bruno, right? It's like
they should just lie about it. Just lie about it, like you did with Ric Flair's reigns. No one knows how many reigns he's actually had. He could have. Is it 16? Is it 20? Is it 13? Who knows? Sure. Lie, WWE. You don't have ethics. You could do whatever you want. Just give us a good story.
Yeah.
Big up Roman.
That's true. It's not like we can just look it up.
Yeah.
Next up, let's talk about the World Heavyweight Championship match. The champ Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. I love this storyline so much because I just love the fire of the revenge in Finn Balor's face. And I love that Seth is at the top of his game. This is probably one of his better reigns. So it's like, again, it's like I'm halfway between I don't want Seth to lose a belt and Finn needs the belt. Finn needs the belt. Finn needs to put Seth on the shelf. And I want to root for that. So I'm going to say, come on, man, pull the trigger on Finn. Give Finn his reign. Finn needs the reign. Seth doesn't need it. And Seth can always come back and get it later. Like, give Finn give it. Do it.
Finn for the win. Look at that.
So what's more fun? Finn being the champ with Priest having the briefcase behind him in Judgment Day, or Priest cashing in and winning and Finn having to be in that stable while Priest is the champ?
So I think for me, here's what it is. So on Raw, we saw Priest like attempting to cash in. Finn was supportive.
But then he wasn't supportive, right? That's the point, right? He was like holding on to it.
He was supportive enough.
But he didn't give it to him soon enough, and then he couldn't do it.
But whoever hands the briefcase over soon enough, and then when you do, the ref is very confused, and they're like, "Okay, I need to read the paperwork. Like, let's see if this is actually."
Imagine every time they open up the briefcase, we're like, "Let's see here. Do you have the documents?"
Yeah, it just like takes way too long. Like, I think the refs are in on it. Like, I think it's fixed. I think that they realize they're like, "Look, this would be better on pay-per-view, so let's just hold off. Let's stall." But I really think that. With that, we did see Finn give Priest the briefcase, like supporting in that way enough. Well, when Finn wins the championship, what's Priest going to do? It adds a whole layer of complexity. He's going to be seething. He's not going to be able to follow his instinct to cash in. And so, I mean, I would love Finn to win here because I feel like the story is right there. I don't know exactly what this means for Seth freaking Rollins, Mr. freaking Rollins. But you know what? I'm okay with that. He could take a break or go somewhere on a vacation. I think you mentioned that, Mari. Seth could take a nice long vacation. Yeah, until the Rumble. Who cares?
My biggest fear is if they try to incorporate the Money in the Bank here, I feel like we're gonna get neither of those two worlds. And
Seth will just win.
Seth will just win, and Damian will lose his briefcase, and then I'm gonna be pissed. Like I would much. I think I would like Finn to win with Damian having the briefcase, but Damian winning with Finn like kind of seething would be cool too. I just would like one of them to win it, you know.
I think it's so I think the potential of Finn having the title and being out front and like constantly looking back over his shoulder as Priest is holding Money in the Bank is too fun. It's like when when Triple H was the champ and he wants Batista wins the Rumble. He's like, go to SmackDown. That's this storyline of like the lackey muscle guy of the group who breaks out is like pretty like tried and true, tested, works a bunch of times, even in AW. Like oftentimes the guy sometimes it goes on for nothing, but at least the story is good. Wardlow and MJF, they did it. It worked well. That to me feels the most fun. It's just I feel like the same with Roman and Jey, that I feel like a little bit like WWE might want to keep the title belt on Seth instead of Finn. But I guess this new era has had some of the most compelling storylines, and that one feels so fun if Finn has the title and Damian Priest is lurking behind him with the briefcase. That eventual moment feels too good to pass up.
Especially for like the biggest act on the show in terms of the Judgment Day. Mari and I've been talking ad nauseum about how they're everywhere. You can't get away from them, right? And so, you know, I think that like, I like the idea of Priest out there. You think he's going to cash in, he doesn't. But then you get that moment when Finn wins. Priest has the briefcase. Dom has the championship. Rhea has her championship. And then they're just kind of draped in gold, except for Priest, who has the briefcase. But, you know, it's an amazing visual. And I think it's an iconic visual that really fits with the legacy of Judgment Day, which is like peak. It's Hall of Fame level at this point. So I mean,
Finn only getting that one-day reign is such a travesty.
No, like, that was messed up. That's messed up. I do wonder if we're gonna get a similar spot to the. It wasn't a buckle. Was it a buckle bomb, but against the barricade? Yeah. I wonder if we're gonna get that spot in this match, either to Seth or to Finn. But I think it sounds like we're in agreement.
I love that. I love that for us. I hope he wins. I truly do.
Same.
Like he's other than that championship reign, quote unquote, he's never been the top champion.
That's what I'm saying. One-day reign. That's it.
That's like ridiculous to me.
I love Finn. I always feel like the Demon is a little bit hokey, but like it's fine. I just love Finn Balor as like, you know, the cool leather jacket guy and the entrance and all of it. I know he doesn't do as much of that stuff now, but I love him. He's so good. He's one of the few action figures I have.
Oh wow. I do want Finn to leave his demon gimmick at home, because like the dreads, we don't need that.
The only thing I am worried about is I was a little surprised that there's no like stipulation on this match, and wonder whether that's finishing Extreme Rules win. But if Finn could win and then like Seth gets his rematch or whatever at Extreme Rules, and that's a stipulation, and Finn wins again, but we'll see.
Next up, the possible show-stealing match of the night. The WWE Women's Championship match between Asuka, who is the current champion, versus Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair. I am so excited for this match. The possibilities are endless.
What are they?
Name them all.
Between like Io cashing in, you know, at some point, either mid-match, end of the match to pick the bones clean. Like, that's so interesting to me. The match itself, like these three women, I feel like they're going to give it to us. Like, have we ever seen a bad triple threat from any of these women? And then on top of that, I want to pick y'all brains on maybe the after effect here. Okay. So I think no matter what happens, Asuka retains. At least against. I think Asuka at least retains against Bianca and Charlotte. You know, if in the match beyond, I don't know if she retains against Io, but I think that Charlotte and Bianca don't come out. Either of them don't come out the victor here. And I think we were getting a lot of tease from last week's SmackDown of a possible tag team of the two of them. They're doing the type of feud that I said I really wanted to see from them. They're doing the like anything you can do, I can do better style feud. And I could see them like ending up in a tag team. And I think that would be so fun. Grace, what are your thoughts on the match and maybe what comes after?
I do think in terms of what's after, I do think I have Asuka probably retaining. I know she's held it since Night of Champions, I think is when she won. But I do think a potential feud with her and Io is really fun to think about. So that's like where I think that if you keep the belt on Asuka, you get that, which I think is more fun. And I really love that. I thought the tag match was good, and I think they could do a lot more. Bianca and Charlotte having the women's tag also means that they can travel around a bit more beyond any show, which I think is a boon for them. So as much as I do like Sonya and Chelsea, but I do think Bianca and Charlotte wearing gold and traveling around to all three brands to defend against various tag teams, I think feels like something WWE would do. So that's a really good call, Mari.
Matt, how about you?
Mari, I have a question for you, actually.
Oh, Jesus.
So, Io, let's talk about Io for a second. You've been so insistent for the last 7 months. Sorry, it's been like 3 weeks. But
it's like when WWE like says the attendance numbers.
Right.
It's been a while. Mari, you said Io will not win that championship.
I did.
And she'll cash in and she'll be a loser and you'll laugh at her and you were going to make fun of her. You said all that. Either way, do you still think that that's going to be the case? Do you think that this is the moment that Io attempts to cash in and misses, or what's happening?
I still, they haven't been as insistent with that since. Like I swear since I said it, they heard it and they're like, no, let's move away from it. I think I want to talk myself out of it, but I'm still wouldn't be surprised. I think the more likely way to do it, like if she does not cash in, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but I don't think she'll lose via a surprise cash in. Like if they're having her do a surprise cash in, I think she'll win. I think if she's going to lose, it will be I'm sick and tired of getting run around. I just want to use this to ensure that I get a match at Extreme Rules or something like that. Like if you're gonna make her lose, you want to protect her as much as you can. So I don't know if waiting till Asuka is getting beat up by the two best in the world, and then Asuka somehow scrapes by that, and then you have Io cash in and she fails it. That just makes Io look bad. Does that make sense? So I think it has to be all or nothing. If Asuka is in a down position after SummerSlam and Io goes to cash in, Io should win. There should be no excuse as to why Io shouldn't win if you're trying to protect Io. Now, if she doesn't win and that's the scenario, that means we're not keen on protecting her. I really hope that if she does lose, they are doing everything they possibly can to protect her in that loss, if that makes sense.
I like that. And it, like, to me, because I really do want to convince myself that Io could cash in and win here, but my feeling, just my read of the situation, is Asuka is not at her strongest. She's not even at the peak of this current reign. So, because that definitely was at the beginning of the reign. And I think if she has to lose that championship, like, give her some more time to gain ground and strengthen her reign so that it's worth more to whoever beats her. I don't think that Io benefits the most by either throwing her ring in the hat on SmackDown or showing up as a surprise cash in. So I do feel like Asuka wins here and retains, but only because Like that to me is what makes the most sense. The thing I'm very confused by though when it comes to Io is the Io Bailey dynamic, where they're also, but especially Bailey is also feuding with Shotzi, and I'm like trying to process in my head what that means for the rest of this women's division, because it seems so random compared to the Io stuff. Like I see a future world where Io and Bailey are no longer together. Does that wait until Dakota is able to come back? I don't know, but I just feel like all of it ties together where, like, for instance, maybe Io cashes in at some point and then Bailey costs her the match, but what does that mean for damage control overall? Does Dakota show up and return to nothing? I don't know. But I just feel like it's that's a lot to happen in this match in SummerSlam. And so I just think that Asuka's going to take it clean here. Mostly because I think that she kind of needs just the clean win to reassert her dominance and keep going. Now, maybe there's a feud with Io next. That'd be awesome. But Asuka, I do feel like Asuka needs it. Bianca doesn't need it. Charlotte doesn't need it. And they have to do the suit off.
Bodysuit off. The only other thing that I could think of is a way to protect Io in the cash-in is that Bailey cashes it in for her when she doesn't want her to, like an accident, like, because we've seen it where she had told Bailey to cash it in and then the ref didn't cash in, or Asuka like split the miss. But what if Bailey just kind of runs down there, cashes it in, like go, and now she's like, what the okay, now I have to. And then if she loses that, then now her and Bailey got like legit beef. But again, like Matt says, do we start that Bailey Io beef if they already have the Shotzi beef going on? It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that does seem like to give Shotzi, like, right? She cut off her hair. Have we seen her since she, but I don't know. But like the Shotzi Bailey thing could happen while, and I also think two things. One, that could happen while Io is doing something without, if it is a like, I'm not gonna cash it in mid-match. I'm gonna challenge you, which I always think is like a thing that WWE, they want the shock value of the run-in cash-in. But I feel like there's actually a lot of like, just, maybe feels like, but I think there's a way. I think a lot of wrestling fans sometimes think like, losing is bad, but there's such a way to make losing, like if Io challenges Asuka's like, I'm not going to do this behind your back, and it's like baby face turn where she tries and ultimately just comes up just short, it gets really powerful, and then you can like launch into a feud with Bailey, be like, that was so dumb that you did it that way. I think sets it up. I also think WWE has been a little bit more open to letting there be multiple things, like a superstar having multiple motivations at one time, and different people who are they're sort of like feuding with. They're not like, I can never interact with Bailey because I'm like over here with Asuka and she's over there with Shotzi. I think they've been a little bit more open to making all like the world feel a little bit more complex and real.
But Grace, I'm a small-minded man.
Are you a wrestling fan?
I'm a wrestling fan, and
I
I can't really keep up with all the motivations unless they all make perfect sense to me, and they're very simple. And Michael Cole spells them out for me each and every week. So I mean, look, Asuka in my mind takes this one. But I could see a world where Io walks with. It just feels like Io's not even at the peak of her powers. So I would not have her win at this moment. I would maybe have her win in a more honorable way if she's winning it. But Asuka's my pick.
I've really gone with my heart this episode, thinking that Jey and Finn will win. So I'm going to go with my, I've watched the WWE for a very long time, and I'm going to pick Charlotte to win this match.
Oh, God. That's true.
Yeah. I got to do it for at least one match, right? Yeah.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just Charlotte wins. I don't know. What else do you need? Wrong. Charlotte wins. Yeah.
Charlotte wins. LOL. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Asuka. I think Asuka should win clean here. I agree with.
Wow, not Bianca. Come on, Mari. How dare you?
I set us up to split the triple threat.
Oh,
no, that's okay. That's fine.
Not bad. No, I just don't think. I think Bianca's good at the chase, and she's perfect in her spot right now. She's so good. She's in the middle of like still like finding her edge. So I like her where she is. My fave doesn't need a title to be relevant, so I'm just gonna go with Asuka. All right, so next
You know
up,
what? You know what, Mari? You know what's next up? A freaking commercial break. And we're back. There we go. Mari, what's next?
What's next is Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Yeah,
Cody Rhodes
it's
versus Brock Lesnar.
It's happening. Grace, what are your thoughts on Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar?
Cody's got to win, right? I mean, this is it. This is his post WrestleMania. This is the night after WrestleMania is when him and Brock are in a team. Brock turns on him. They fight. This is to reestablish Cody Rhodes, right? After everybody thought it was the biggest mistake in the world to not let him beat Roman Reigns. So I feel like Cody has to have a big win here. He's got to beat Brock. He's got to beat the beast incarnate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly. I mean, that's all you can really say. Like he kind of needs to win. The feud has just been predicated on like Brock popping out of places and beating him up. So it's just he's already proven that he won the first one. Brock won the second one. So now Cody needs to win the rubber match. Matt.
Yeah. This feud has been so repetitive.
Yeah,
because,
it has been.
Like, I just like if Cody's gonna survive the brutality and come out on top, then brutalize the man. Like, his mom was there in the front row. She could take an F5. I'm sure that's a wrestling family. I'm just saying. I mean, it's a wrestling family. The Rhodes is. So I'm just saying. Like, I feel like they kept it so basic. Brock has put Cody in the Kimura to break his arm, quote unquote, break his arm. And it's like, where's everything else? Like, put Cody in the ambulance, hit that with a truck like they used to love to do back in the day. Like, whatever it is, put him in a dumpster.
Do you know what I would love? I would love basically like the Cody Brock version of like Goldberg versus Brock. I remember I was at the Survivor Series when that match happened, and my friend was like, "It's getting so late, I'm gonna miss the train." And I was like, "You gotta stay for Goldberg Brock. It's gonna be good." And it ended in like 5 seconds, and he was like, "That was amazing." And also now I can catch my train. But I feel like a version of like Cody just coming out and like kind of like just going wild on Brock would be pretty fun. And I feel like
that
I
would
don't
be.
know. Brock could take like a pretty epic loss, I think, at this point in his career.
See, that's what I would want. Something that's different. It doesn't feel like it's been as hot as it could be, but I did like getting ready for this, watch the video package, hyping things up, and it's a hot feud.
But no stipulation, right? No, just a regular match again. Yeah.
No stipulation and very little nuance to the feud. Like, the thing that's still in my mind is why Brock did what he did in the beginning.
I was just about to say, we still have no clarity on that.
Because it was for those who might forget, it was Brock and Cody on the Raw after WrestleMania against Roman and Jey, I want to say. And that did it, or maybe it was Roman and Solo. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But the match did not happen. And did Paul Heyman pay off Brock Lesnar? Is that the long game that we're playing? Like the back story here that we haven't touched on for the last 5 months or however many? Like, I don't know.
The moment was good. The
moment was good.
Introducing Cody and Brock just beats the hell out of Cody. That was pretty fun. I thought it was good, but there has really been nothing that I feel like has like been at that level since then to like add anything more to it. But it's fine.
They've kind of just, I feel like they rested on their laurels a little bit with what they had with, this is what Brock is. This is what Cody is. And Cody has been strong in this feud, which is good. But like, it's kind of funny because even if Brock wins and dominates at SummerSlam, like, but he's already lost because Cody's been so resilient. So to me, it just feels a little pointless from Brock's perspective. But it is the rubber match, and Cody has to win, or else it's just kind of weird. And Brock scares me. Yeah, he's kind of weird.
I do like that Cody referenced like Cody's mom's kind of bored look on her face as he's been beat up. That's kind of funny. He's like, well, she's seen worse, so that did make me laugh a little bit. But other than that, it's just Cody coming out and telling us every week that he's going to beat Brock, and I'm like, I hope so, and you should. Like, it's not, there's nothing more to it than that. And it's like, okay, please go do it, cool, and then let me know what your next moves are.
Whoa. I had a vision, Mari, with Cody.
God, okay. Mm-hmm.
He wins this one, but then like Seth loses, and we go back to Cody Seth after this, because I'm like, where do these people go? Like, where does everyone go? And I mean, it like,
I think some people are speculating Bray might come back and attack Cody or something like that.
Bray coming back is like the coldest. Like, it's not ever going to happen.
Ever.
Yeah.
Probably, because I mean, mostly because people mention it, and it's also never going to happen for whatever. There's weird stuff with Bray. I mean, if he comes back, is it?
I still don't understand why he left.
Yeah, why did what happened? What did
we don't know. We haven't seen him since the Mountain Dew pitch black.
Did you know that they are? I believe that the SummerSlam Battle Royal match is now the Slim Jim Battle Royal match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
I will never not laugh at Grace's the Mountain Dew pitch black.
Mountain Dew pitch black. Yes.
Oh, that still takes me out. Okay. Up next, Logan Paul and Ricochet.
Oh, what a match.
I can't wait for this match. I'm not gonna lie. I think Logan Paul has finally found the niche where it's like, remember I said, I was like, okay, you got a little bit too much dip on your chips, sir. Like, he was going a little bit too far in at first with the feud. He's learned how to reel it back and like insult Ricochet on stuff that's like, we know now you're just being a playful dick, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think Ricochet is still doing his level best. I love that he called him a prick, but like that he's giving him his props while also like getting the digs in. I like how like his promo explained like at first like this feud and these promos kind of started off wonky. Like I said, Logan Paul was just going in on Ricochet like too deep for me, and then Ricochet was saying stuff like, you don't belong here, when it's like Logan's talent is too high for you to be saying that, and they found like a middle ground for both of those arguments, and now it's like the perfect level of feud for me. Ricochet is got a whole bunch of reps, like promo reps in, and he got so much better. He got a crowd chant of his name again. Like, I feel like it's been forever since I heard like a Ricochet chant, and I love whenever Logan Paul, we see the footage from Logan Paul's phone. That's always funny. And then of course they involved our girl Samantha Irvin, and now I just want Ricochet to beat Logan, but I don't think he will.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure he won't. I'm pretty sure he'll lose. I think Ricochet will lose, but I think this has been a great outing for him.
Mari, I think you're disrespectful and wrong, which is just
unless
not
Samantha helps him. That'd be great.
What? What? Oh my gosh, no. The way that Logan Paul disrespected Ricochet was just so fascinating, because he said, look, I'm going to have your fiance announcing me as the winner. And the way that she sold that, like, oh, like shook, like that's not her job.
Actressa.
Like an actressa. But I do like that we are getting, at least we're seeing on screen that there's an association between Ricochet and Samantha Irvin. Will that go anywhere? Probably not, but hopefully. But also, I mean, really, is she going to announce Logan Paul as the winner? Is she contractually obligated to do that? Or could she just put down the mic and walk out? Because I think Ricochet has so much to gain by winning. I think, in my mind, disagreeing with you, Mari, Ricochet is the winner, and I don't have a problem with that.
I don't know. I think
I
Logan Paul is going to win. I think that they have. I think that they like Ricochet obviously enough to put him in this match. It does feel like it's like that Rumble spot that ultimately they choose to see these two are going to probably try to do something very ridiculous, which will be fun to watch.
Yes.
But I do think Logan Paul, it is, let's not forget how like much of a big name he actually just is outside of the WWE. So I do think, they put him against Seth and Roman. I think that they have ideas for what Logan could do more than I think, unfortunately, what they have in Ricochet. So.
Another option, by the way, for Seth, because we're just all in on him losing here. Seth and Logan could pick it back up again. I don't know if anyone needs to see that, but that could happen. I just feel like my problem here, I'm convincing myself that Ricochet will win because he just has kind of looked a little bit like a jobber in this feud, and I don't want that
in this
for
feud.
him. Yes, a little bit, and he does the flips and everything, but Logan Paul is on another level in terms of the promos, in terms of just the charisma that he's able to bring. We know he has the athleticism and is able to deliver in the ring, so you can't even be mad at him for that. And I just feel like I just want Ricochet to like fully burst out here and shine. So I have to stick with him. But you know what? Big Brother is coming back this week. He's a big fan, and he's going to be watching those live feeds and probably not getting a lot of rest. So I'm with your predictions, but I have to stand by Rick.
Yeah, I think I disagree with the thought saying like he's been portrayed as a jobber in this feud. I think he's been portrayed really good in this feud. He's gotten the upper hand on Logan a few times. Logan's gotten the upper hand on him. I think the reason why I think he'll lose is because I'm pretty sure Logan lost. He lost to Roman. Did he lose to Seth?
And he lost to no, did he? Yeah. Yeah, he
something
lost
like that.
Yeah,
so he'll probably win here, but I think they'll be smart enough to.
He hasn't won a match since he beat The Miz at last year's SummerSlam.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. So I think that hopefully he just won't win clean. It would be really cool to do like a really good dusty finish or just shenanigans here, to get him some more heat too.
Yeah, and him
then
making Samantha May say his name. Like, yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
No.
And maybe maybe this leads to a feud extended to Extreme Rules. You know what I'm saying? Them doing some sort of weird stipulation, jumpy, flippy match might be fun. So I win or lose, nice. I think Ricochet definitely won in this situation because
I feel like my only issue with him though is that it took him a little bit. Like to your point about extending out the feud, I think he would definitely benefit from that much more. One, because if Logan Paul does win here and then Samantha Irvin announces Ricochet,
I think she'll walk
Logan Paul took that pot shot. Like I just feel like Ricochet needs to kind of down Logan Paul after that if he does lose. But my problem here is that I just don't feel like, and what I mean by like the jobber comment is less about how they've booked him, more about like his delivery where he is the flippy guy. But at the same time, like I just want more from him on the promo front. Obviously, he just needs more and more time to do promos to get more and more comfortable in his voice with that. But that's the big gap for me. I'm just like, I want more of that. I don't know if it's charisma. I'm sure he has it, but he just doesn't get to use it a lot on TV.
I've seen improvement.
Yeah, there's definitely improvement. That's for sure.
Okay, so
a little bit.
Next up, Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler. MMA rules.
Ronda Rousey versus
Ronda Rousey. Yeah.
Baszler.
First and foremost, I don't give two craps about MMA rules. That actually makes me not want to watch because I don't like MMA. I'm not here to watch MMA. But I said all that to say, my God, that promo that they ran on Monday, Shayna, oh my God, like I wanted to throw my shoe at Shayna, like, girl, go ahead. Like that fucking promo, I was crying with her. I was like, yes, Shayna, like beat this hoe's ass. Like I've never been so hyped. I'm sorry. Like I know I'm cussing a lot, but like that promo was so good. And Ronda was there, but I mean, I've never been so excited. Like that made me really pumped for this. I really think Shayna needs to win this. Shayna needs to win this. Grace?
I don't know if Shayna's gonna win this.
No, she has to. Like Ronda.
Why does she have to? Why does she have to, Mari?
Because first off, like I didn't even know she used to live in Ronda's house for free and was forced to be her like
does she still live there? That's
I was like, dog, this is so raw. Like this is like I loved it so much. And I forgot I watched that season of The Ultimate Fighter. Like that was one of my favorite seasons of The Ultimate Fighter. It truly was. Like, oh my god, it was like 2012, 2013, something like that, 2014. I don't know. But I or maybe 2015. I don't know. But I really liked that season. And I didn't realize that she was on there too. Again, these things go in one ear and out the other. And the parallels of their careers, just the passion in Shayna's voice, the end where she says, like, I'm Ronda's daughter's godmother, and she will never forgive me for what I'm about to do to her mother. I'm like, please WWE. And you can't tell me, like, Ronda herself, like, if you're gonna lay down and look at the lights for anybody, it should be your best friend.
It's true.
Like, come on,
should be, but I think Grace has a comment to make about that.
I just think they're higher on Ronda than they are on Shayna. I know Ronda. The only thing is
higher on Ronda because it's not us.
I know it's not us with the backstage. I think they're obviously. I would love for it to be for Shayna to go over here and for her to move it, but I feel like I don't know. It just feels I don't know. Just this is another one where I'm like, if I'm looking at who I think WWE thinks should win this match, they're gonna pick Ronda.
But I don't know why though. But because Ronda is not the draw that she was when she first came, and they have to know that. They have to see the numbers and know that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But what if Ronda Rousey is going off into the sunset, going to take a break, back to MMA, which I believe is a possibility.
Really?
I believe that's a possibility. I believe it's a possibility. I do not know anything. But my thought is if Ronda, because I have seen rumors, who knows how reliable they are, of Ronda potentially going back to MMA, to the UFC for a match, for a fight. That's what they call it, fight. Which to me, it would be strange to do an MMA rules match, even if you won that to be a possibility, and then lose in the WWE, and then you go up to the real fighting. Sorry, wrestling fans, but you go the boom boom boom, like knock you out, dangerous fighting, and you're like, oh, I just lost to someone in an MMA rules match in the scripted thing. So I am very confused about
MMA rules even mean. Like,
it just
is it an MMA match?
Who's going to be the referee?
Like, who wins, right? So I don't know.
Well,
like, it's not like actually like you know.
Right. Well, let's remember that Endeavor, the parent company of UFC,
very true. I did
now
forget
owns
that
the
is
WWE.
That's what I was going to put out there.
Huh.
So it really.
But I put it out there.
Okay, but I think that Ronda's gonna. I'm with you. Ronda's gonna win here, is what I think. But I think that Shayna's actually going to get like the moral victory, so to speak, of just beating down Ronda. Like, this is not MMA. You won the MMA rules match, but this is pro wrestling, and I'm going to treat you like a pro wrestler and beat you up so that you have to go away and leave me alone, and I could be Shayna Baszler and dominate. That's what I think is going to happen. I think Ronda's going to get the win here, but Shayna's also going to get a win just in terms of, you know, actually being a wrestler.
So it says that a mixed martial arts match is a professional wrestling version of a mixed martial arts match, an MMA match under standard MMA rules.
I think it'll be like we've seen like the Fight Pit. We saw Raw Underground. We saw like didn't Riddle and someone fight in one of these?
Timothy Thatcher maybe.
That's right. Kurt Angle was the. I think it'll just be like it has to be submission or the fight has to be like stopped down. Just no pins probably.
Yeah.
Matches can be typically only won by knockout, submission, disqualification, forfeit, or by going to referee's decision. Yeah. So you're right. So no pin.
Basically almost pro wrestling.
Yeah, pretty much pro wrestling.
But just no pin. Yeah.
And no steel chairs. But Shayna's gonna grab a steel chair and beat Ronda up after she loses. I'm telling you.
Was I the only one hyped up by that promo? Like, not
No, we're hyped, but we just
you still don't think
Ronda Rousey.
I put all of my like wanting who I want to win predictions earlier, and now I have to be like, how is WWE going to disappoint me?
To me, it almost doesn't make sense for Shayna to beat Ronda here.
Why? What do you mean it doesn't make sense for you?
If I'm WWE, I don't want to give Shayna this win over Ronda because I do still think that Ronda's worth something if I'm WWE. How's that feel?
Like there's an article that I was looking at when I was fact checking whether there are rumors about Ronda going back to MMA, and one of the first articles is it's official, Ronda Rousey returns to MMA rules. We'll fight former UFC teammate in Detroit, which is Shayna Baszler. So
yeah, because no, not that.
She's not named in the head. Like Shayna Baszler's not named in the headline. I do think like WWE probably does presume they could like build Ronda back up to be like, to fight whoever. Like with Rhea Ripley being the champ on Raw too. Like, I don't know, but maybe I'm wrong. But I hope I'm wrong.
So wait,
yeah, same.
Because who wants to see Ronda versus Rhea? I want Ronda to go away.
Wait,
I hope.
I think they also pay her a lot more money than Shayna probably. So I think that's also part of it, right? Too like the investment. I'm with you. I don't think she's winning. I'm with you. I get it, but yeah,
I don't think you can. And the crowd is behind Shayna. Like it's just
we're with you, Mari.
I know, but I'm just saying it.
WWE is not.
Sense. Pull the trigger on Shayna. Because I'm pretty sure, like we said, I'm pretty sure Ronda has a list of who she'll take the pin for and who she won't. Yeah. She won't even have to take the pin here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
did knock out.
Let her pass out. Let Shayna choke her out in the Karafuda. Like,
but I feel like there's two separate things that we're talking about here. One is Ronda winning, but the other is Shayna getting over. And I think that no matter what, Shayna is going to get over here. I just don't think that she's going to get the win here to Ronda. I think it's going to be some fugazi.
I think she needs to win to like. I think if you put Shayna over Ronda here, I don't give a shit what Ronda decides to go and do. But you can then move Shayna into a feud with Rhea. Like Shayna and Rhea, again, that's who Rhea won her first NXT championship, or NXT mainline championship from, and they had different alignments. Rhea was the face, Shayna was the heel. Run it back in the opposite way. You know what I'm saying? Or build Shayna up, because we have no idea who's winning the Rumble next year now. Like right now, as of right now, normally we have maybe like an inkling. We don't know. Maybe let Shayna build up some momentum so Shayna wins it next year, and then she gets to pick who she wants to face. You know what I'm saying?
The one thing I'll say on this, or like the last thing, is I think that the fact that it's an MMA rules match protects Shayna, because it's not a pro wrestling match. It's not pro wrestling. And so she could afford to lose this, because it's like, I think as long as she stands tall at the end of the thing and Ronda is the one who looks like a punk, like then Shayna wins. But I don't think she necessarily needs to actually like win the MMA rules match. I think it's ridiculous that they're doing an MMA rules match to begin with, because it's pro wrestling, but they're doing it, and I think it's an interesting choice. Like, why are they doing it? And is it to like make an excuse
It's just
for
better not be
Shayna not to
sloppy
win?
looking.
We'll see.
I think they're doing it
We'll
because
see.
it's Shayna and Ronda, right? Like, it's,
Yeah.
So
I think it'll be solid.
I'm sorry. Ronda called her a stable boy. Like, punch her lights out, Shayna. Like, punch her lights out.
Hey,
Ronda was serviceable in that promo. She said
we'll
her
see
line.
though. I'm very interested in
was
talking
good.
about this a week from Saturday after the fact, just
Mm-hmm.
because we'll see. But I'm excited to see this. I'm interested in this match, I should say. This is going to be a very fascinating one.
Last thing about that promo. I just want to say I told everybody so. I told everybody so. I told everybody so. Shayna can bring the fucking heat. They just won't let her.
She's appeared on this podcast before, so
she has.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's the thing.
With us. I'm just saying. She has so much freaking charisma, and I get so excited when she gets to show it. And I just think she deserves a win for it. All right, okay, I'm done.
No,
okay,
we agree.
Right.
God,
but
shout friend of the pod. We just know that she's not gonna get
I've never felt so passionate
Moving
about
on.
a promo that Ronda Rousey was also kind of in.
Shayna, if you're listening to Mari, do you have any words for Shayna that you just want to deliver to
Beat
her
her ass, Shayna. Beat her ass. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So next up, and we're almost done here. Look at us. Look at us making great timing here. The Intercontinental Championship match. Gunther, who is the champion, versus Drew McIntyre. Yeah, I was just about to say, like,
I was ready to talk about the Battle Royal.
Like, where did this come from? Like, Drew McIntyre just came out of nowhere 2 weeks ago, and now he's facing Gunther after they have been building what feels like a feud between Matt Riddle and Imperium for the past 3 months.
Yeah. I'm not Kaiser just beat Riddle. That's great.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. It sounds like Riddle fucked up again somewhere. To me,
we'll find out soon.
Yeah. So
Drew belongs in this spot, and I could see him taking this championship.
Oh, I want him to break the record so bad, but
how many more days till he breaks the record?
All right, let me see if I can get the actual real stats.
It's hilarious because I feel like we have looked at this number so many different times. We need a spreadsheet with the counter, Mari.
We need a timer in the corner, like under our
little
logo,
graphic,
like,
something like that.
So many days until Gunther breaks the record.
Yeah.
I don't think Drew wins here. This feud feels too slapdash for him to take that title off of Gunther when he's so close to breaking Honky Tonk's record.
I think the other problem is like where does Gunther go? And like he should go up to the world championship picture, but it just doesn't feel like the right timing in terms of either Roman or Jey for that matter, or with Finn and Seth. So that's the one reason I see him losing the championship. It's so that he could start to head toward the world championship, but it seems like there's too much other stuff happening right now. I mean, unless like Seth retains and then it's like he needs an opponent.
That's true.
Throw Gunther in, but like I don't know. I just have a feeling that Drew's gonna win here. Mostly because I also can't remember the last time that
you
Drew
have a feeling that Drew's
won.
gonna win here.
I have a feeling. I feel like in a weird way, Drew could use a win. Because when's the last time this man won anything meaningful?
Okay, Gunther has 37 days to beat Honky Tonk record. You got to keep it on.
Never mind. Yeah, he's got it. He's got it.
37 days to beat the Honky Tonk record. Yeah.
Hey,
when's Extreme
37 days from today? Damn it. Hey Siri, what's 37 days from today?
Will it be September 6th, right? Because
September 7th. So September 7th. So the PLE schedule. WWE PLE schedules.
Wait. Okay, Mari. I like the
payback is September 2nd.
So payback is September 2nd. Okay.
Fastlane is October 7th. Yeah.
Fastlane.
Okay.
Where's Fastlane happening, Grace? Do you see a location?
Indianapolis, Indiana, apparently.
Okay.
Is that all? I have it here. They're calling it a Superstar Spectacle.
Oh, there's a new. They did add one in India. Sorry, they did add a new. There's
another that's the India
PLA
one.
in India. Yeah.
When?
On Wikipedia next.
That's September 8th. WWE Superstar Spectacle.
The day after?
The day after.
He breaks the Honky Tonk. And obviously Honky Tonk will come back and beat him. Obviously. No, I love Drew. I think that like his return coming back was really good. I think these matches, like basically the mix of like Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, like all like these matches have been so good. So I'm really expecting this to be pretty like hard hitting and a very good match. But I just want Gunther to win so he can. It's not just because of the record. Like if this was somebody else trying, this is Austin Theory trying to break the record. I'm like, nah, it's fine. He doesn't need to. But it's Gunther. He's so fun.
He's so fun.
I also feel like
he's so close.
Yes, and I also feel like Honky Tonk Man has some skeletons in his closet that they want to cover up. So
isn't he? I think he's Jerry Lawler's cousin, right? So
that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we're all in agreement about who's gonna win here. It's just like the record. I hate the records because I feel like they telegraph some stuff for us, but it's whatever. 37.
Some of them old records need to just get on up out of here, man.
I'm glad that they decided that now would be the time for them to.
I know all at once, right? They're trying to.
Yeah.
It's just the records are so long, like the way wrestling used to be run. Like it felt like it's just kind of like baseball records. A lot of baseball records are like can never be broken. I kind of thought they were the same way, but I don't think Bruno's reign will ever be broken. But
yeah. All right, and finally, there will be a SummerSlam Battle Royal.
A Slim Jim.
Slim Jims. Snap it to a Slim Jim.
I did that on purpose.
A Slim Jim SummerSlam Battle Royal.
You people disgust me.
And we don't. I don't think anybody has like announced.
Yeah, there have. So LA Knight, Sheamus, Tommaso Ciampa, Shinsuke Nakamura, Otis, and Chad Gable.
Oh, that's a great start.
Yeah,
winner.
I think LA might take it. Shinsuke, I love Shinsuke, so I think he's always a contender for anything. And then Tommaso, I don't think he's a contender necessarily. He's still getting his feet back from under him. But that's a great field. Chad Gable is just amazing. He's so amazing. I still miss American Alpha. I still miss Jason Jordan. Yeah. Hopefully, I would love for him to continue. But yeah, Kurt Angle's son. That was.
And we all miss Otis being in Heavy Machinery with Tucker Knight, right? Wow. So much silence. I've never heard so much
silence. Yeah. So I that sounds good to me. Like I don't know. It's just gonna be fun. They don't get a cup or anything, right? Like
wait,
get one Slim Jim.
One
wait.
Like is it the world's longest Slim Jim? Or just...
Yeah, nobody else gets a Slim Jim.
I'm confused about something.
Uh-huh.
Isn't Otis? Speaking of Otis, isn't his catchphrase the Slim Jim's catchphrase? Isn't he like, oh yeah? Isn't that the thing?
That was Macho Man's.
That was Macho.
That's not.
But isn't it like the? But Otis is like the modern day Macho Man.
I mean, yeah.
I get. I also have a Macho Man. Randy.
Grace almost logged off when you said that.
Yeah. I mean, LA Knight. I think LA Knight's gonna win. If they don't, I just don't know what they are doing. Like, I mean, I guess he could just be popular and they could just let him be popular and not actually do anything with it. But
no,
that guy is so friggin' over. It's wild. It's like, his promo on Top Dollar this week. It was so over.
That was really good.
Yeah,
the Hit Row promo where I'm like, he could. I can't believe he could say that on TV. It's like a lot of what he was. I mean, look, I'm just saying. BFAB, but my thoughts and prayers are with you.
Yeah.
Well, he went and he said, "Can I say it on TV?" And they went, "Yeah." It's like, okay.
He's like,
yeah.
Wow. By the way, Slim Jim was introduced 94 years ago. Do you think that
Really?
They're going for the anniversary, the 100th anniversary with Slim Jim and WWE, like trying to make sure their reign
6 years.
is
Wait,
strong.
4
6
years from now?
Yeah, maybe LA
Oh.
Knight's gonna win this and have the Slim Jim Championship for another 6 years until
Oh my
the
god, not the
100th
Slim
anniversary.
Jim Championship. Oh god.
Yeah, they should have a wrestler named Slim Jim.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for the highlights of the week for wrestling. Again, all of the highlights can be found in their show notes.
Cut to the finish. Cut to the finish.
Oh my god. Thank you for joining us. Again, if you haven't, you can go and watch our faces on YouTube. Grace, thank you so much for joining us. Each time we have you on, we love it. Please tell the people where you're at, where they can find you.
Yeah, I'm on socials at Hi From Grace, or some of these new ones I'm Go For Grace, which is I always regretted changing from Go For Grace to Hi For Grace, so I'm maybe like trying to bring it back. But I feel like this is bad branding to like split where people can find me, but it's fine. I'm talking lots of TV right now. Matt Heartstopper comes back this week. I am talking about the TV show Heels, which Stephen Amell had a real heel turn today.
Yeah.
So annoying that we're like, Stancy and I are covering the show, which is actually surprisingly good. And then Stephen Amell is like, I don't know if we should be striking. Like, what the hell, man? You
didn't hear that, Matt? Oh yeah, he's
already
on the
retracted.
The Summer Jam screen at Comic-Con talking about how he does not believe in striking. And I was like, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh, he's just saying this because he knows he can just fall back on a wrestling career, because sir, you just completely shot yourself in the foot.
Bad.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lots of other stuff. We're covering Foundation, Good Omens, lots of stuff. So catch me on the socials at Hi From Grace or at Go For Grace.
All right, Matt, what are you doing? What are you up to? Where can the people find you?
Wow. Well, the people could find me at Matt Scotchy W. They could also find me reading the CNN article about Stephen Amell being a strike scab. Screw you, Stephen Amell. I didn't like you anyway, and I don't like you now. And I'm not. Well, maybe I'll watch Heels just so I could listen to Grace and
Heels surprisingly good. It's very good.
I know.
It's
funny because I've been getting a lot of ads for Heels lately. Like, just it's popped up on everywhere I've looked. So I'm intrigued. Like the last promo I heard was really awesome. And so as Grace mentioned, we'll be covering Heartstopper on post show recap. So check that out. And other than that, I'll mainly be here doing my thing. There'll be some other things coming up soon. I'm sure I'm done talking about Survivor Philadelphia for a while because we finished casting for that. And I always like to mention Pod Friends, because great interviews that people could look back at. robhaswebsite.com/podfriendsfeed, and new episodes of that coming sometime soon. I'll keep you all updated on that here. But Mari, where can the people find you?
Well, every week, me and Sarah Carradine bring you True Crime Tuesdays to RHAP on the Crime Scene podcast. This week, me and Sarah talked to A Date with Dateline's Kimberly and Katie. We covered a docuseries called Look Into My Eyes about a principal in a high school who hypnotized students, and 3 of the students end up dying. Go listen to it. I don't know if I would suggest you watch the docuseries. Docuseries is on AMC Plus, but definitely go listen to us talk about it. So, also me and Chappelle and maybe Latanya, we will be back. We're back with the Connect. Me and Chappelle covered the first season of Rap Shit, like a kickoff show, because season 2 of Rap Shit on HBO Max will be premiering next week on Thursday. So the Connect is back to cover Rap Shit every week. Go check us out on our Connect feed over on post show recaps. And of course, I will be popping up on Big Brother coverage for RHAP. So if you
I thought you were going to say you're popping up on Big Brother. Like, whoa.
No. Go follow me on Twitter at Mari Talks Too Much. That's 2 like the number 2. And yes, I'm going to call it Twitter. I'm not going to refer to it as X. Because I'll be posting all of my podcasts there. I was also on Nothing But Netflix this week, where Me and Chappelle and Rob covered Deep Fake Love. That was a very, very fun episode. Go check out Deep Fake Love and then go listen to me, Chappelle, and Rob talk about it.
Don't check out that show. That show's creepy. That show is creepy. I cannot, but I can listen to you on Nothing But Netflix. Yes. But that show, like, I don't understand it, but you said to watch it, so I'll watch it. The people will watch it. Oh my gosh, over on Nothing But Netflix.
Yeah, so if you haven't already, please go subscribe to the Wrestling RHAPUp. You can go to robhasawebsite.com/wrestling feed to subscribe to our feed. You can also follow us on Twitter at Wrestling RHAPUp. That's at Wrestling RHAPUP. Also, it's good as time as any to become a RHAP patron. Go to patreon.com/RHAP to become a patron to get exclusive access to Patron 5 for 5s, podcasts, Facebook groups, our Discord, all that good stuff. And you want to do it now because Big Brother is starting, Survivor's coming. It's gonna be so much reality TV from now until like the end of December. This is the perfect time. So go become a patron. All right. Thank you so much from me, Matt Scott, and Grace. We want to say thank you for joining us. Please remember, wrestling is for everybody, but not all wrestling is for everyone. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Throw 'em up, lay it down just like Matt and Mari. Wrestling liver half up's gonna make it sorry. Feeling like The Rock cause I'm driving in Ferraris. And we coming every week and it's feeling like a party. Moolah Ric Flair, showing out like Bianca Belair, Best podcast, flush it in the air, Roman Reigns and we win it, don't care, No cap. Throw 'em up, lay it down just like Matt and Mari. Wrestling liver half up's gonna make it sorry. Feeling like The Rock cause I'm driving in Ferraris. And we coming every week and it's feeling like a party.